I'm pretty sure most of you know the movie The Social Network, but for those who might not know this, in 2003, Harvard undergrad and computer genius Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know he was a computer genius, but okay, let's keep going. Begins work on a new concept that eventually turns into the global social network known as Facebook. Zuckerberg hates this movie, right? This is not true! So in the movie, there's this scene where Winklevoss twins, they are having a meeting with president of Harvard, Larry Summers. The Winklevoss twins and the Indian guy that nobody knows his name, right? So they claim Facebook is their idea and Mark Zuckerberg stole it. That's what they try to claim. And actually probably is true. In the movie, Larry Summers wasn't main character at all. But today, he's the guy. But of course, not in a good way. Zuckerberg claims it is inaccurate, but Larry Summers said the social network is fairly accurate, so he liked that. if he didn't like it, there's no way he would say this is accurate. So I found this clip.
So was that scene in The Social Network true?
Ooh, getting nervous.
I've heard it said that I can be arrogant. If that's true, I surely was on that occasion. One of the things you learn as a college president is that if an undergraduate is wearing a tie and jacket on Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock, there are two possibilities. One is that they are looking for a job and have an interview. The other is that they are an asshole.
The one great thing about being powerful or famous is you just make a pretty mediocre joke, but you become the greatest comedian on earth. But to be fair, he's not wrong. People love the joke.
This was the latter case.
Oh. Burn, right? This was pretty interesting because if you think about it, he didn't have to go this far. You could just simply say, well, I like the movie and move on. But he specifically disparaged the Winklevoss twins. But to be fair, they definitely not the most pleasant people. If you ever watch any interviews, yeah, I don't like these people. But still, he didn't have to go this far. And then I concluded that he is a political animal. He specifically chose a side. In this case, he kind of chose Zuckerberg's side. And if you think about it, in 2011, Facebook was dominating the world. So right now, the Winklevoss twins, they're billionaires, like crypto billionaires. But in 2011, they were nobody. Then why would you bother choose them, right? So I'm not here to talk about how amazing Larry Summers is. Look at this guy. He was United States Secretary of Treasury, Director of the National Economic Council, President of Harvard University. I mean, Jesus Christ, yo. Leave some for the rest of us. Come on. But do you know what's the funny thing is? Actually, his parents both were economists. They have their own Wikipedia pages, by the way. He's also the nephew of two Nobel laureates in economics, Paul Samuelson and Kenneth Arrow. So I don't think anyone in my family member won any award that's that impressive. The only award I can think of is, I don't know, perfect attendance award or something like that. That's about it. Can you imagine on holiday, like, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinners or whatever it is, and you just become Secretary of Treasury, and then your parents and your uncles came in. Did you win the Nobel Prize? Go fucking study! Yeah, very impressive. But I'm not here to talk about his achievements. I'm here to talk about his Jeffrey Epstein ties. Epstein bantered regularly with Larry Summers. I'm pretty sure you know Jeffrey Epstein emails got released, right? A lot of people getting hammered. We're gonna see a lot of blood, I'd assume. One of the, I don't know, salacious emails, let's just say, become very popular, and this is one of those, right? Larry Summers getting love advice from Jeffrey Epstein. Do you really want to get a love advice from, I don't know, a fucking morally questionable person? It's just, I'm just never gonna be able to understand. It's beyond me. So anyway, March 16th, Larry Summers wrote, "We talked on phone, then I can't talk later. Didn't." We'll come back to this. Didn't think I can't talk tomorrow. So this is the woman who said this. She's playing fucking a hardball. So keep going. I said, "What you are up to?" She said, "I'm busy." I said, "Awfully cool you are." Dude is heartbroken, right? "Please play with me." And then I said, did you really rearrange the weekend we're going to be together because guy number 3 was coming? So there's another guy, right? In fact, I think you were the number 3. You are the fucking number 3, man. You got pushed out. What do you mean? She said, no, his schedule changed after we changed our plans. I said, okay, I gotta go. You can't be too desperate, right? No, I gotta go. Jesus Christ. But call me when you feel like it. I gotta go, I just get paid for $1 million for this speech, so I gotta fucking go and make $1 million. But call me anytime. Tone was not of good feeling. Dude is sad, right? I feel ya, man. I know I'm making fun of him, but still, I was there. I don't feel great about this either. I didn't want to be in a gift-giving competition while being the friend without benefits. Man. I don't know what to say about this. This is the fucking worst. Friend without benefits. Holy smoke. So, back to this didn't thing. I guess he tried to say don't, but to be fair, he's 60-something years old, so I tried to cut him some slack. My mom sent me a message. There's lots of typo. There's no space. Sometimes it drives me crazy. So anyway, a gift-giving competition. Man, dude, you can't lose this game. He's a super rich. So according to the New York Times, in 2009, when he was appointed by Obama, he disclosed his net worth of $31 million. So if I have to make an educated guess, right now he's definitely a centimillionaire. Unless he invested all his assets on Hawk to a Girls scam coins or something like that. Other than that, he can definitely give some gifts. Unless the number 3, I call him number 2. Number 2 guy might be a billionaire. Then what are you gonna do? You can't win the game. So this email gets a lot of attentions as well. We're not 100% sure, but he gave some sort of speech in somewhere. SoftBank deputy guy I liked and seemed aware and honest regarding Sun. Sun is Masayoshi's son. Lots of slathering to Saudis. I yipped about inclusion. So he talked about inclusion to Saudis, which is kind of paradoxical because Saudi Arabia isn't well known for its inclusion and diversity, right? He sent this email in 2017, and what happened in the particular year? 2017, MBS became the de facto king of Saudi Arabia. So he always wanted to make Saudi Arabia less dependent on oil. Part of his efforts goes to improving women's rights. Probably he wants more and more women to work. There's more GDP, so he's gonna make his kingdom more stable. I'm making a wild speculation. I could be wrong about it, but you think about it. Why would he talk about inclusion to Saudi Arabia? I observed that half the IQ in the world was possessed by women without mentioning they are more than 51% of population. Yo, let me tell you something. You shouldn't say such a thing on internet. You have to say in person. This is such a rookie mistake. So all joke aside, someone might say, "What? You're such a misogynist. You're a terrible person." There's a possibility. He might be just a misogynist and terrible human being. Or I personally think he just said it. He just want to signal we're bonded. We share this secret. Other people cannot know. It's just between you and me. We're best buddies. I can be honest only to you. It's in a way a clever joke, right? It's terrible. It's still clever nonetheless. So there's this study by Mr. Dunbar, Laughter and its Role in the Evolution of Human Social Bonding. I show that human laughter increases the sense of bonding between those who laugh together. It's just a natural thing. So just make a kind of crude joke from time to time, but we laugh together, we're bonding together. The really terrible thing about this, this joke itself is terrible enough, but Larry Summers is such a respected person, but he wanted to rub his shoulders with Jeffrey Epstein. What does it tell ya? By the way, what's the really funny thing is, simple Google search would tell you there is 49.7% of the world population is woman. So this fucking joke is not even correct, man. He just made a clown out of himself. He just proved the opposite of what he was trying to prove. This is such a dumb shit, eh? DJT is world's luckiest guy in terms of opposition, economy, etc. Still think his world will collapse. Well, the first half was kind of correct, I guess, but his world didn't collapse. So even smart people was not able to predict correctly. This is sort of thing. No matter who became president, your world is never gonna collapse. So don't listen to these fucking political commentators. She got elected, so the world is gonna be end. No, man, that's not gonna happen, dude. I'm trying to figure out why American elite think if you murder your baby by beating and abandonment, it must be irrelevant to your admission to Harvard. Sorry. But hit on a few women 10 years ago and can't work at a network or think tank. Do not repeat this insight. So the first half, he's talking about Michelle Jones, her case, right? So her case was controversial because when she was young, she had a baby and did terrible things happen, right? So baby's gone and blah, blah, blah. So she got sentenced for 50 years, but eventually it was reduced to 20 years based on her good behavior and educational attainment. And then she applied to Harvard and she got accepted, but eventually got canceled because, all this controversy. Whatever it is. So this is one of those things is a little bit difficult to give any solid opinions. There's two sides of coins. What she did is terrible. It's just unacceptable. I mean, this is sort of things. People say like, she went through such a hardship, like it was all terrible circumstances. It might be true, but if that can be justification, everyone should do the same, right? Like because they went through hardship, so everyone has to kill their own babies or something. You know what I mean? Having said that, if somebody does the time, with a good behavior and really changed, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree we should give these people the second chance. This is the kind of things I can't really say for sure, but he seems to be pretty fucking determined about what has to be done. But then he's talking about hit on a few women 10 years ago ruins your life. I don't even know what he's trying to say. Anyone can hit on a woman. I don't even know what you're trying to imply here. I'm very confused.